Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connect with our other students, we ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound mentally, relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. In case if you can't hear the bell sound, so just focus to silence around you and let your body to settle down as it is. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, let's take few minutes to understand why we have to practice meditation. And at the same time, what we do when it comes to practicing meditation. Because meditation is becoming a very popular subject now. And as you know, when too much informations come, and sometimes the very authentic meaning can disappear. So then it is your responsibility. Use this all the information and get into the very bottom and understand the very authentic meaning of it. And get the right informations. So when it comes to meditation, in Buddhism, there is a word called bhavana. From that word, this meditation comes. So the bhavana means the development of the mind or the cultivation of the mind. So when it comes to cultivation or the development of the mind, it doesn't mean you bringing something from outside to inside your mind. There is no third party interference and change your mentality. So this is development means you reduce the unnecessary habitual patterns that you carrying within yourself and purify your own mind. That is development. So when it comes to a gem or diamond, so you cut that all the unnecessary parts and you make it shine. So the diamond itself is perfect. The gem itself, it has a nature to hold the value. You cannot add something from outside to inside the diamond to make it diamond. You don't need to add anything to the gem to make it a gem. So it already went through the process to become a diamond. So same like your mind. So far in this journey, you already went through enough pressure or the process to understand this. That's why you are a human being. That's why you have this position. That's why you have this life. That's why you have this experience. That's why you have this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. That's why you have form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. That's why you have this consciousness. So already you are perfect for this practice. So then there is nothing that you need to add from outside. So that is the first thing that you have to understand. That's why this practice we call, when it comes to the tranquility meditation and the vipassana meditation. So the tranquility meditation allow your mind to calm down, settle down. Why? Because we all are crazy people, going here and there, looking this and that. And we always into next moment. We go behind something, never ending journey. Our life itself, we are the one who make it kind of like a roller coaster. Now we are in that current. So we always into jumping moment. So first what you need to do, you have to settle down, let it to settle down. And that's why the calmness is very necessary. That's why tranquility state is very necessary for you. So try to tranquilize the mind, and rather than keep this mind like a running horse. For that, you need some practice. Otherwise, itself, it's not going to happen. So then you have to put some effort. Look at from your childhood to today, that whatever you do, whatever you mastered, whatever you are capable to do today, it didn't happen itself. You went through very basic step. You went through baby steps, little by little you start to develop in. Remember just how when you start very first day. So I still remember when the very first time when I went to study computers. So that time I was very afraid to put the enter button. Is because I got panic when I put the enter button. Why? Because on the screen it start to pop up many things, and which I don't know what it is. But little by little, you learn how this happens. And then even closing your eyes, you are capable to do it. Now you know what is the process is. See that whatever that even riding a bicycle and driving a vehicle and drawing and doing something, and even yourself in day-to-day life when you cook something, or even you make a cup of tea or coffee, just imagine the very first day how you did it. So it didn't happen overnight. So you went through certain process, and at the same time you had the effort to keep doing it. So that's why today you are capable to do this all. So then what you need to do? To calm down your mind also, you need some kind of effort and continuation and consistency. Then you can do it. So then start to develop that ability and let the mind to settle down. So the mind itself has a nature to settle down. So that practicing we call the tranquility meditation. For that we need some kind of mental object. Why? Because our mind always go with objects. So then suddenly without the object, your mind cannot withdraw from this outside world. Always with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, we go here and there. So then you have to develop a discipline to be with one object rather than go with many other objects. So it's the same like once you become matured and young, you get married. And then you become disciplined. So then remember, tranquility meditation means you get married to one primary mental object. Then you have to be with it. So for that we select our inhalation, exhalation. There are many other objects. But here we get the inhalation, exhalation. There are many reasons for that. Openly for each and everybody can practice it. And it directly affect for your wisdom. It develop your analytical, critical understanding. And at the same time, it has the ability to directly go to the vipassana level using the same mental object. So that is our next step. So that's why they're doing this tranquility meditation. With the breathing, observing inhalation, exhalation, contemplating inhalation, exhalation is the very first step we have to do. And then once the mind settles down, then we go to the vipassana level. So in the vipassana level, we don't bound to any object or any kind of like a primary mental object or any pattern or any method or any teachings. So once the mind become calm, relaxed, and once the mind become free from 5 hindrance, Kamachanda, Vyapada, Thinamidda, Uddacha, Kukucha, Vichikicha. So we talk about it many times. So somehow once the mind withdraw from the desires or this hindrance, the mind become vivid, sharp, and clear. So that is where you get into a place when the object come to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, when the consciousness arise with that, remember there is a mechanism to arise the consciousness. You have to have an eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and according to that, you have to have an object. So for the eye, you have to have an eye object. For the ear, you have to have an ear object. For the nose, you have to have a nose object. For the tongue, you have to have a tongue object. For the body, you have to have a body object. For the mind, you have to have the mind object. So when the eye contact with the object, what happened? Eye consciousness arise. When the ear contact with the object, ear consciousness arise. Nose the same, tongue the same, body the same. So that's mean what? So that's mean as who you are, whatever you experience, there is no separation from you and the outside world. Because that your recognition arises as a result of the contact and being with the outside world. So from that point, you start to observe thoroughly, deeply, within your form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. So how this experience happens in you, how it come to be as it is. So without becoming biased to your own emotions, without judging yourself, now you are capable to observe your own inner feelings, inner experience. So that is where once you are capable to observe it and recognize, that is where you become free from that own experience, that own feelings. Because you're not going to be a part of it. You're not going to exercise with it. You come to a very analytical method without becoming part of it. So then whatever come to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and whatever you go through with the form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition, you start to see the very pattern and the mechanism of it. And that is where this understanding arises within yourself. That is what we call another way the self-realization. So when it comes to realizations, that is the highest. Because most of the time we don't know who we are. We don't know what is happening in us. So that is the process that's happening. So why this process is important for us? Because today I was thinking, there are a lot of people and trying to let go things. Remember that letting go is an art. So if you don't know it properly, what is letting go, maybe you make it hard rather than make it easy. So if you just imagine then, if you think there is something separate from you and then you throw it away, then you are in illusion. Why? Because remember, there is no separation from you and the outside world, that whatever that you experience, when it comes to eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, it become a consciousness. Once it become consciousness, that means your consciousness, your eye consciousness cannot separate from what you see. Your eye consciousness is a part of that, the outside object. Try to recognize this. Your ear consciousness cannot separate from the sound, because sound is a part of that your consciousness. So then that means when the consciousness arises, that means that sound is a part of it. So then can you throw the sound away? Maybe somebody, saying something bad to you that you don't want to hear, and then you get mad when you hear that. So maybe you want to let go. That means that how you can throw that sound away? Because that unpleasant experience come out of that sound. If you think it is just the outside, what will happen? You're always going to struggle with it. So then always you have to remember, whatever the life that you experience, the outside world and you are cannot separate in the very first level, in the conventional level. So this all together, you are the consciousness. You are in the consciousness. World itself the consciousness. Otherwise, consciousness cannot arise itself. To arise the consciousness, it need an object. Without an object, the consciousness cannot arise. So then if you try to let go the object, separating your consciousness, how are you going to do it? Then you go into kind of like a different mood. So then remember, like or dislike or neutral, that whatever around us, that bound to your consciousness. And when it come to letting go, so what we try to let go? Something that happened, or some incident, some people, some memory, something related to our life, or maybe even an object. Why we have to let go? Because it became a part of our memory. How something become a part of your memory without your permission? Just imagine that whatever came to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind so far in this life journey, you don't remember this everything. Because you didn't give some permission to that whatever that you experience. Then it didn't become a memory. So then when something become a memory, that means you already gave a permission and you already gave a space for that. Somewhere, somehow, some way, for some reason. You cannot justify it today. But somehow now you want to let go it. So then now the very first thing, remember, whatever, you cannot push it away. You cannot throw it away. You cannot resist. So in the very first level, whatever it is, remember, accept it. Let it be. That is the very first step to let go. Let it be. Don't struggle. Don't try to build a wall. Don't try to put a barrier on it. Let it be. Why? Because somewhere you are the one who gave the permission to it. Otherwise, it's not going to be here with you. So why you gave the permission to it? In our life, there are three behaviors. When it comes to lust, thirst, we all are thirsty. So we are all in thirst. Like with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, we try to drink all the objects from around this world to quench our thirst. It's like a drinking salty water for the thirst, quench the thirst. It becomes more thirsty, more thirsty. So there are three kinds of thirst. Those called kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. So the kama tanha means this self-centered desire to find the satisfaction with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, going towards eye object, ear object, nose object, tongue object, body object, and the mind object. So that's a thirst. There is no end. So then just imagine when we go into that, we have no idea where we are heading. Anything is possible tomorrow. We can do anything for that. And what happens when we go behind this? somehow, and it when you start to go behind it again and again and again and again, what happened? It create a current. The pattern, we do it again and again and again. When you do anything again and again, it create a pattern. So the pattern create a current. Once it become a current, what happens? It can affect for your present moment of conscious decision. When the current is so high, sometimes your consciousness become numb, paralyzed. So then we go with the current. Another way, it can become a kind of like a habit. Just imagine when it become a habit, our consciousness go to sleeping mode. Then the habits start to run our life. So this is what happened when it comes to the repetition of the thirst or the lust. And then what happens? We try to be with it, keep it with us, and go again and again and again and doing things. Just imagine then, look at the world. People do anything to get what they want. Even it's unconsciously it happening sometimes. And even we don't know we are doing this. And so then slowly it can go take us to do unwholesome actions. And sometimes, people even ready to kill their own loved ones to get whatever they want. And sometimes some people willing to kill themselves to get what they want. That much it can make us blind. That is the thing with this thirst. So the first you have to understand this thirst. When you feed to this thirst, that is where it became a part of the memory. Because it into current. So today, if you look very carefully, today, whatever you want to let go, somewhere, someday, you feed to your thirst with the good intention, believing that whatever it will give you a comfort, good, happiness, satisfaction, so on like that. So now it became a painful. Now it giving you a hard time. But that time you didn't see it. So now you want to let go it. So then remember the very first thing. Recognize this thirst. How are you going to recognize this thirst? It's not easy. Because we are in the current of this continuation. We are in the current of this repetition. We are in the current of this consistency. Doing things again and again and again, and we are in the current of these habitual patterns. So we just keep going with this thirst, satisfaction, look for satisfaction. So that is the kama tanha. And the bhava tanha, it's more, little bit more dangerous and deep than that. So that bhava tanha is look for the existence. I am, me, it should be like this. I want to be like this. I want to be like that. So continuation of the self to tomorrow, to the next moment, next I am. How am I going to be tomorrow? And it come with the history. Oh, I I used to be yesterday like that, today like this, tomorrow I want to be the same person. And then not only that, from next tomorrow and our next life, I want to become like this. So the becoming desire, it has many, many versions. And vibhavatanna, it is little bit more dangerous. So that's mean that you completely withdraw from this cause and effect, theory of karma, action, reaction, result, and there is no kind of like effect from your bodily, verbally, mentally actions. And then tomorrow can be a very brand new something or somebody. So kind of like that, these three versions of thirst. Somehow, whatever you want to let go, as I mentioned, the very first step, accept it as a part of you, as a part of your life. Because always remember, whatever come behind you, there is a reason inside you. See that sometimes when people put a GPS in you, and wherever you go, they can track. So whatever the pain that come behind you, remember there is a GPS inside you. Until you take it out, this pain going to be in wherever you go. You go to the hell, it's going to be there with you. You go to the heaven, it's going to be there with you. You're going to go tomorrow, it's going to be there with you. It doesn't matter wherever it come behind. And it has power to come from very, very different forms. You cannot recognize until it come and catch you. It can come as an enemy. It can come as a loved one. It's basically most of the dangerous things come in a kind of like a form that can kind of like a good form. Because you look for the thirst. You have the thirst. So that's why it come like it can quench your thirst. So otherwise your desires not allow it to come to you. So in the very beginning, you thought, oh, this is going to make me happy. And then you are the one who welcomed it, took into you. See that it has a different form and you believed it going to be. And so then you welcome it. If in the very first day, if it is come kind of like an enemy, you not allow it to come to you. But you thought, oh, I like this. I feel good about this. So that is what gave the invitation to come inside. So then remember, there is a reason in you. If you have that reason, anything, any pain, any difficulty, any failure can come from any form. So letting go means not throw things away, not put barriers, not resist the outside world. Letting go means you start to have wisdom to go into you, have the power to analyze and introspection and go deeper into you and uproot this GPS from you, track device from you and throw it away. And then it cannot come. So then how are you going to do it? So that's why in the very beginning, you have to have the very calm, relaxed mind and then start to observe your own inner experience. So the very first thing, that there are few details I will give because those are very important for you. Always remember, whatever the difficulty, worry, sadness, unhappiness, all the negative things, it never come as an event. It never come as a person. It never come as an object. It never come like that. It come as a very, very, very small thing. It never going to come as a big thing. So don't try to fight with big things. It come as a very tiny, small part. So that is the very first wisdom that you should have. When you want to let go something, you may try to point out a person, or maybe you try to point out an event, or maybe you try to point out an object. You cannot do that. That object or that person or that event represents something very tiny, tiny, little bit things. So remember then, the small part of your own desire, your own that habitual patterns, your own like dislike can bring something big into you. So as example, I like to drink cup of tea every day morning. So then in the beginning, you go to coffee shop. And then by the time you think, I want to bring a coffee machine. And then you brought a coffee machine, and then you brought all other coffee and the cup and everything around it. And now this all that material things around you. So then, by the time what happens, this coffee machine breaks down. And but still it used to give you very perfect, good coffee. And it is very difficult for you to find the same kind of machine now. Because now it, every day new machines come that the most of the machines, it's like just put buttons and the machines start to make it itself. It's not kind of like any more manual machines. Now all digital. So then now you are in very difficult mood to that let go this machine. It's broken. You cannot find the same thing. And now you are every day try to fix this and look here and there and try to, and sometimes you try to fix it. You don't know how to fix it. Maybe you get mad and you take parts and you try to put it back, and then you get angry, disappointed. See, this all. Because then now I have a hard time to let go this machine. But still it nothing to do with that machine. This all came from the very, very, very one desire that I had. The morning I need to drink coffee. See that? That desire create this situation. Now I try to struggle to let go the coffee machine without knowing from where that to start. Even I let go it, what will happen? I will bring another machine, and then by the time I'm going to have that same hard time. So like that. Now you can apply this simile to anything. And remember that whatever this little tiny small things that had inside us, we hold it to it, we clinging to it, we harbor to it, we grasping it, we nourish it, we live with it, and we repeat it again and again and again. Because of that, that something, this outside, now inside us, belong to us. And without seeing that my inside, that tiny small part of desire, the clinging part, the connection, the plug, without seeing that, if I try to struggle with these outside things, it's never going to end. What you need to do, unplug from that inside. Let that it be there. Once you unplug it anymore, it doesn't matter whatever happened to it. It will, everything has their own way. So don't worry about it. Only thing is, if you want to let go something, look into yourself and unplug. So whatever hard things, difficult things, not come in a kind of like a big form or like a big things or like a big event. It come as a small part. It's there somewhere in you in a very small part. Look into it. That's why you need introspection, very clear, sharp mind to look into this simple, small part of your desire, thirst, lust. Because just looking, that you cannot find it. Just imagine when very tiny, small, little, like a part of your jewelry or something, it fell down, how you look. Sometimes you rubbing the carpet and looking, and you put a flashlight and try to find this tiny, small, little part of, your earrings or kind of like something, valuable thing. So like that, you have to have very clear, sharp introspection to see this tiny part of desire that where you hold. Once you see that, once you take it out from you, the outside things cannot be there with you. It's going to go away. So don't struggle with outside things to let go. Look into yourself. So first one is, it always going to be there as a small thing. Remember. The second one, how this small thing became so powerful thing. Because if it is small, how it from, even maybe not this time you are suffering from this. All this sansara, your previous lives also you went through this suffering, this failure, this difficulty. How it is possible then? How this small thing give you so much pain like that? The next secret. There is a simple pattern. That's why that small thing became so powerful. Small pattern, not the bigger pattern. If it is a bigger pattern, we are capable to stop it right away. No, it's in a very, very tiny, small, simple pattern. Repetition. Continuing. That's why introspection, you need to find out this. There is a pattern in you. Thirst, you feeding, again and again, again and again, again and again. To give the thirst, to quench your thirst, little this tiny thirst. And there is a repetition, something you repeat, keep repeating again and again and again and again. Look into you. You know that. All these big events, big drama, big fight, big unhappiness. This everything mostly related to that small repetition of quenching your tiny thirst. So then you have to have very sharp and clear, unbiased mind to recognize this. The next one, the third quality, surface level, it is invisible. On the surface level, you can't see it. That's the nature of suffering. That's the nature of that giving pain. That's the nature of fear. That's the nature of this, all the difficult things. The surface level, invisible. So like when it comes to trees, the roots are invisible. This huge high-rise buildings, foundation is invisible. So same like all your pain, all your unsatisfaction, all your difficulties, that remember, the surface level, you cannot find it. So then you have to have the ability to go deeper. Go deeper. To find this. So that's why practicing meditation, tranquilizing mind, and come to the next level, go deeper into form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition, and within your own inner behavior, and you look into it. So once you come to these three things, another mistake we do when we try to let go things. So you know what you have to let go, because you are the one who know what is giving you the pain or difficulty or the hard time. You know very well. But the thing is, you recognize it as a person, or you recognize it as a thing, or you recognize it as an event. So that is one of the misunderstanding. So that's why through the practice, meditation, you are capable to analyze and recognize these three things, that whatever you have to let go, remember, it's in small parts inside you, and there is a repetition, and the surface level invisible. And another major mistake that you do, even though you find this all, you are waiting for the right time to let go of things, which is never going to come. You know, sometimes, oh, I have to let go things. I'm waiting for the right time. This is not the way to do it. It should be this way, that way. I want to do it in a nice way. I don't want to kind of like do it in a kind of like a very meanful way. No, I want to keep this everything nice, calm, quiet, and successful. And I want to be good with everything. And at the same time, I want to let go things. Remember, it's not going to happen. That is one of the ignorance that we have. So then when you want to let go something, what you need to do, start to do right now, right here, according to your own capacity. And that is the important challenge that we have, because our expectations leads us to next moment. So these expectations come from the preconditioned mind, from our habitual patterns that we brought into our life. And other thing is that these expectations create a kind, modify, not take out that the whatever our inner desire, it modify. And that modification come from the original same pattern, same reason. That modification maybe become a very, it's a short-term solution when we go with the expectations to let go things. We have higher expectations regarding our future, our next moment. I want to be like this, because of that I don't want this, kind of like. So expectations leads us to tomorrow with the preconditioned mind that already we look for another result. Then itself you are failed. So then again and again what will happen? The pressure, stress, unhappiness, sadness, worry, agitation, and fear, these all going to you experience when it comes to letting go. Why? Because you are letting go come when it comes to these outside things, the object or the people. When you want to let go things, what happens? You fail. Then you get disappointed. So then what happens when you go through this recognition, practicing and recognizing this? Simply you recognize that where your inner desires, and you recognize your patterns, and you recognize that it is not this, that outside surface visible, and now you recognize these inner reasons. So then what happened? Your experience start to, your expectations start to shift to aspiration. So it is two different things. Expectations come out of preconditioned mind. Your mind is not free. But aspiration come with inner experience, inner reasons, and at the same time, it inspire you, it motivate you, and it come with the vision, not expectations. These two different things. See that if you try to let go with expectations, you're going to go towards difficulty. But when you have deeper understanding to become more better person with the different environment, then it uplifts you to a different frequency. So that is called aspiration. So through the meditation, what happens, rather than expectations, your mind start to gain wisdom to have aspiration. Then you have inner wisdom. So once you have inner wisdom, it's going to become the inner exercise, not with outside. So then whatever come, difficulties come, failures come, So you always go into inside. You work with yourself. You work with yourself. And that is where your determination become more stronger. Your will become more stronger. Your motivation become more stronger. Your inspiration become more stronger. Without preconditioned mind. So the preconditioned mind, your expectations take you to hope. But aspiration build up a vision. So remember that. Once you have a vision, you don't need to struggle with the outside world to let go things. Because once you come to a different, once you shift to different level, these things cannot be here. It's not going to be there. Whatever around you, whatever the things they are, because you are in that place. While you are in that condition, in that place, that in that quality, remember that all things going to be there with. But once you shift yourself to a different level, this kind of situation, this kind of things cannot be with you. That's why in the conventional world, when somebody want to become rich, it always say, go to rich people. Don't stay with poor people. If you stay with poor people and you want to be rich, you will never become rich. If you want to become successful in the conventional world, never be with the people who fail. Then you cannot be. With the lazy people, you cannot be. With the ignorance people, you cannot be. So then you have to go to the successful people. When you be with successful people, you can become successful in the conventional. So that's why, because you are the one who need to shift, not the outside world. So letting go means, remember, you cannot let go whatever this outside worldly things. Letting go means not with expectations. Once you have the right aspiration, what will happen? This model, this blueprint start to change. So letting go means then not outside thing. Let go that who you are. Let go the person that you carry inside you. Let go the habitual patterns that you keep in yourself. Let go the repetition that you keep doing. And then you will become a different person. And once you become that different person, these things cannot be there. See that try to understand it again and again, again and again. Try to get into the very core level or the bottom level and recognize, rather than hopes and expectations or the preconditioned mind. Don't struggle with the world or thinking next should be like this. No. Have the aspiration. Bring the inspiration. Have the motivation. Cultivate yourself to change your own inner behavior. And then you will experience a very brand new moment and higher level of life. Then you will this low level of life going to change. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck get straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we are spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. So allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. Just try to be with your inhalation, exhalation, and let go whatever all the other desires, whatever other thoughts arise in you, and be with your breathing. Do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. And to your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata ca mehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabbha sampatti siddhya Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabbha sampatti siddhya sabbe sattanumodantu sabbha sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhamma patipattiya buddhang pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabbha dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.